Kayla. I'm 14. I'm a freshman at St. Anthony's High School.
My name is Fatima Bibi. I'm 17 years old and I'm the vice president of William Floyd High School chapter.
My name is Erin Peskin. I am 15 years old. I'm a 10th grader at Longwood High School.
My name is Harrison Bench. I'm 19 years old, almost 20, and I am the Deputy Director of Students for Climate Action.
Hi, I'm Melissa Peratt. I'm the founder and executive director of Students for Climate Action.
So back when I was a sophomore in high school about 4 years ago, I was approached by Melissa, the executive director, who said that she had just gone to this training with the former Vice President Al Gore on climate change and advocacy, and she wanted to kind of create a youth group that was focused on advocating for solutions to climate change. I was sold immediately. So from there, I kind of helped gather a group of students at my high school. We just started attending meetings with elected officials, town board meetings, just speaking out about climate change and the solutions that we saw.
I'm an environmental educator. I don't really connect in the past to pollution prevention or climate change. It's a scary topic, it's controversial, it's detailed, so I really stayed away from it. And then I didn't, right? Then I knew I had to be a part of the process of transitioning to renewable energy. I just knew I had to. And I knew that it would make more of an impact if we included youth in this journey. Youth can open doors others can't. Youth can break down barriers others can't. Let me help you lead the charge and be the future. That's what made me start Students for Climate Action, and boy, do I not regret it.
Well, I got involved with Students for Climate Action because I've always been really interested in environmental justice. We don't really have any other clubs like that at the school.
During high school, I was looking for the opportunities or a group who can give me the chance to, fight for climate action. And when through my Science Honor Society group, when Melissa came there to give the presentation about this organization, Students for Climate Action, how it's a student-driven organization and, the youth can voice their opinions. So that's how I got involved in the organization. And, it really gave me a pretty good chance to voice my opinions and fight for climate justice.
I decided to join Students for Climate Action shortly after the beginning of the pandemic. And I think that was because with everything going on in the world, and as a young adult who really doesn't have an impact yet politically, this was a way for me to take control of what was happening around me.
And it's really grown over those 4 years from, kind of this one school group into many different chapters throughout Long Island. And we've had some chapters in other states. And so now we're an incorporated nonprofit, which is pretty cool. And I've been so fortunate that Melissa's let me kind of stay with the group. I'm kind of now in a different role, helping the current high schoolers, the current students achieve the things that they want to see.
I think a big part about what makes it unique is that a lot of times when you think of environmental clubs and things like that, it's a lot of oh, let's go plant some trees or that kind of thing. But I feel like we're actually doing something on a larger scale.
Mostly the part that it's student driven, the students have control over the actions, the teamwork, you work with your peers to come up with ideas. You talk with, it's not like a mentor or the head of the organization is talking to the legislators or the assemblymen. You yourself are asking questions, getting answers. So I think that makes it more unique.
I think what makes us unique is that we are so student run. I know a lot of organizations have kids involved, but the adults tend to do a lot of the work, whereas we are writing the emails, we're doing the research, we're meeting with officials on all levels of government. I definitely like how we do the monthly lecture series, and it definitely gets us to see what other people have done, especially when they're youth. So I think that's great, getting to hear someone who is in our shoes now and is doing similar things that we are.
Students for Climate Action, I'd say, is unique because it focuses on kind of smaller local governments. whereas other organizations focus on, the bigger picture, which is great. But I think what they're missing is action on the local level. And I think that's something that we are really, really proud of. Think global, act local. I mean, that's the phrase that I've heard spoken by Melissa since day one, is that, climate change is a global problem, right? And it's going to require a really big global solution. But if we have all of these towns all over the US and all over the world that are actually stepping up to the plate, those add up, right? Little things add up. Getting a relationship with your local elected officials and your community builds community support for what you're doing and can actually move the needle at a faster rate. And I think we've seen a lot of progress come from the town level. And it's been harder to make that type of progress on the federal and state levels. We also now have teams. So if someone is just inherently more interested in their Congress people, their senators, they could join the federal team. But if they're more interested in local governments and local codes with solar and things on buildings, they could do stuff on the town and county level. And so I think that's kind of the beauty of having an organization with more staff and a broader scope. There's so many different ways that kids can get involved in their own specific way.
So far, I've really only written letters and emails and that kind of thing. I've been a little bit too nervous to call anybody or anything like that, but I feel like I'm building up my confidence a little bit, and it's been really great.
I've met with a couple of the assemblymen, and I've written an op-ed for the organization's newsletter.
We're very driven and very mission-oriented. If you want to do everything, you're going to do nothing. You have to be specific and very mission-oriented, and that's what we are. And we have a very direct goal, and we work with elected officials to change policy and to educate our communities.
I would just say for everyone, especially the youth, that don't be shy. I'm still not that good at public speaking and everything, but if you get a chance, you should fight for climate justice, because it can affect the coming generations, and maybe you can be a part of the solution.
Elected officials work for us directly. So we have a voice. Don't feel bad reaching out to your elected official. Don't feel you're imposing. Don't feel like you don't have a voice. This is for everybody. This is for every student from 9th grade or even earlier to 12th grade, even later. Don't be afraid that your voice won't be heard. Don't be afraid that you're not in an AP class. Don't be afraid to be part of something bigger than yourself.
Individual actions, yes, those are great. But at the end of the day, we're going to need more of a collective, institutional change. We need a multifaceted approach. We need towns, counties, states, and our federal government stepping up to the plate. But I think people need to, fuel it into climate optimism. I think people need to become excited for renewable energy. We have a really great chance to completely, transform the way that we look at energy. And I think that's a really important thing. And so I just really would say, if you're feeling the pressure, if you're feeling the doom and gloom, don't, get involved with an organization. I'd love it if it was ours, but it doesn't have to be ours. But find an organization, a group that speaks to you, and just join it and, get involved in this fight and become excited for what could happen if we win this fight. Okay, don't become scared about what happens if we lose.